What's up, YouTube? This is William from W&J Wrestling, and I'm bringing you another week in wrestling. This is from 8/6 to 8/10, and it's been a pretty interesting week. Several different things going on. WWE kind of irritated me a little bit this week with a lot of the matches and what's going on, but I'll get into that as I'm going through the video. Sorry, I couldn't get my words there. So to start off, this Monday, it started off with AJ coming out, and she's doing pretty good as GM so far. Way more impressed than I thought I would be. She announced several big matches for the night, which, were pretty good. And then, Punk's tried to come out and play his little apology on her, and Cena said, oh, you're different person now, blah, 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 and then Big Show comes out, and AJ's just like, stop. She's like, this is my show, I'm in control. It's like, you guys get out of here, get ready for your matches, I'm the boss. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, she's doing pretty good so far as GM. Let's hope she keeps it up. So the first match of the night was Punk versus Rey Mysterio, and this was a viewer's choice match. You could choose between, it was on Twitter, you could choose between Rey, Miz, or Kane. Rey won by an overwhelming vote. I don't remember what it was. But it was an alright match to me. To me, it was kind of pointless because we've seen the whole Punk-Rey feud, and this was just a random match. I would have liked to have been something that, at least had reasoning for the match being, instead of just kind of random pick from the people. I guess it's cool, yeah, people can vote for the match, but, I mean, if you haven't seen this match enough already, go look it up somewhere. It was a decent match, Punk won, so yeah, nothing special. Then they cut a promo for Wade Barrett returning. I'm excited about this. I like Wade Barrett a lot. He's a great wrestler, good on mic skills, and, it's good to see that this is another week we're about to have someone else come back. We've had Ray come back, Orton come back. Now we got Barrett coming back, so this is good. It's helping the rosters out a lot. Going to create for more storyline feuds and such, and I'm interested to see where WWE is going to go with him. Because, like I said, I think he's good. I'm excited to see he's coming back soon. I was hoping they wouldn't release him because he's been gone for such a long time, but yeah. Alright, next up was the match with Del Rio and Christian. And the way the match ended was Ricardo, I think, distracted the ref. Del Rio took off his boot and smacked Christian in the head. And, Christian fell off the top rope, and Del Rio pinned him. It was, I kind of laughed, because I was like, really, in the boot? So, yeah, I found it pretty funny. But, so, yeah, it was a decent match. Moving right along. Oh, yeah, so, right after the match, Sheamus shows up on the Titantron, and, he's cutting a promo where he's like, oh, Ricardo left your keys, and he's like, oh, you called me lower class and all that. He's like, oh, I'll start by stepping up and driving an expensive, fancy car. So he stakes off of Del Rio's car, and he just cuts promos, throughout the night on tout, like eating in Del Rio's car, and then he comes back at the end of the show and Del Rio's car is just messed up, and it's funny. I thought it was pretty good. I was happier to see that than Sheamus in a random match on Raw that wasn't necessary. I thought it was funnier to see him cut the promo with stealing Del Rio's car. Next up, this was one of the matches AJ announced for the night was Orton versus Show. I figured it was gonna end by disqualification or some way, and it makes sense with the double count out. They're not wanting to slow Orton's push back down. They're still wanting him to get pushed, but at the same time, they don't want to take momentum away from Big Show going into SummerSlam. So this was a smart move by WWE. I seen it coming kind of, so it was a little predictable, but it makes sense. They don't want to slow anyone's momentum down, even though Orton isn't working the show at SummerSlam, which could possibly change, but we'll get into that later. But as of right now, he's not doing anything. Next up was it was a pointless Ryback squash match. I mean, yeah, if he would have came out and squashed anybody else, fine, but it was, you know, Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex again, which to me is just like been there, done that. Why we're doing the same people over again? You know, there's not a feud going on with Ryback. Currently, WB is working up the Ryback Mahal feud, and this had absolutely nothing to do with it, which just kind of boring to me. It just like I said, didn't make any sense. You know, if at least if he would have went up against like I don't know who's random on the roster, JTG or Yoshitatsu or someone else who doesn't matter. You know, if he would have squashed one of them, yeah, that would have been cool. But we already seen this. So yeah, nothing new, nothing interesting. Primo and Epico beat the Primetime Players. It was a fairly decent match. I think AW tried to get involved again, and what happened? I think Epico ran. It was Titus or Darren into the ring, and pinned him somehow. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember it was a pretty good match. I'm glad to see WWE's actually, showing a lot of interest with the tag division now, and so I'm glad to see the spark from the tag division popping up. We have so many good tag teams coming into the company now, and so many more to come still from FCW. So I'm very excited about the tag division because the tag division has been so important in the history of WWE, and I'm just glad to see that it's starting to matter again. And these are two great teams in a division right now, and I just can't wait to see how much further it's going to go. Next up, we had the Brodus Clay beating part 2. This is where Brodus Clay, I think he was actually scheduled to have a match with Sandow, and so he comes out with his little Funkasaurus thing. He doesn't even make it down the ramp because Sandow comes out and just starts kicking him and beating him, and I'm just loving it again because I don't care for Brodus Clay. I mean, back when Brodus Clay was in NXT, his character just seemed like he was going to be something in WWE. He just seemed like he could have been that dominant big heel. Like, he had a cool finisher and everything. And it's just like, he seemed like he was going somewhere. And then he comes out as the Funkasaurus, and it's just like, well, his career's over. So, from, a lot of what I've heard and read, WWE is wanting to push Sandow. They're wanting to make him a big star. Lots of rumors say that he is good friends with Triple H, and Triple H, once he gets behind somebody, they jump to the top. Sheamus being one of those people. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with Sandow. So yeah, next up, Kelly comes back to WWE, even though she's supposed to be at the 1000th episode of Raw and never showed up. But yeah, she came back and beat Eve in the match. Right now, the way I feel about the Divas division in WWE is it seems like they're trying to squeeze in one match a week, whether it be on Raw, SmackDown, or Superstars. That's pretty much been their minimum for the good while now. But the way I feel about the Divas division right now, if WWE has no plans to even use them, I'd rather not even see a match at all. I would just rather the Divas kind of float away than to not be used more than once a week in what's probably going to be a minute match, 2 minutes at the most, that has no storyline, no build-up, no reasoning. It's just uninteresting to me. The Divas division right now means absolutely nothing, and like I said, I would just rather go away for the time being. So yeah, HBK came out and announced that he's going to be in Triple H's corner at SummerSlam. Then, Heyman and Lesnar came out, and Lesnar said, I'll see you before SummerSlam. So he's scheduled to appear next week on Raw. So I'm wondering if it's going to involve somehow him coming out and taking out HBK, so Triple H won't have him in his corner, and I'm assuming maybe Heyman's going to get involved at SummerSlam, and Lesnar's going to leave with the victory. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm going to stop the video here and continue the next one. So see you in a second.